What's good, y'all? It's your boy, Cloak. I'm back at it again. I'm here with a more serious topic today. I just wanted to talk about how racism is really setting its place here. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, it's always been around, you know. I mean, like, let's get that out of the way. It's always been around. It's said every day. People try to act like it doesn't exist, but it's there every day. It's somebody is saying something to somebody that's just wrong, or someone is doing something to someone else that is just wrong based off the color of their skin. It happens. That's life. It's part of it, man. I'm sorry. It is what it is. People can try to ignore it. It exists. And nowadays it's just like it feels like it's getting more and more normalized. Now look, I feel like now I mean I know I'm just basing off this stuff of Twitter and things like that, but it really gets nerve-wracking, you know what I'm saying? Because Twitter is a mainstream platform at this point in our society. At this point, like, it is a mainstream society. The millions of people have it. Millions of people use it. They use it daily. And before racism, like, in terms of internet and social media, it used to be more of like a more quieter group, a much more silenced group. You know what I'm saying? Like, they get kicked off of platforms. They're not allowed to say what they can say. Especially when you're able to be anonymous and things like that. Um, it lets them be a lot more comfortable with the things that they want to say to people that they will never be able to say in front of a real person. So technology is the only way that could really brand that out, rather than just I would say face the consequence. So but yeah, overall it's just like, I mean, it's really disturbing, some of the stuff that I've seen from people. I mean, and it's like their justifications have would deal with more of situations that have nothing to do with the current situation that they're pushing. So I mean, like, I mean, the reason I started this whole video is because, like, I've seen this video of this lady, and she called this like a 5-year-old child, like, the N word, like hard R N word, and you know rather than facing the consequences of her actions, you know I mean, obviously there's going to be people that upset, but when you also have a lot of eyes on you, there's going to be other groups that for some reason will be on your side as well. And this is what happened in this current situation, where basically people started a GoFundMe page for this woman who called this child, a 5-year-old child, the N word, in a playground, because of, I mean, who really cares what he did? He's 5 years old. He's freaking 5 years old. Like, I don't really see a justification here for this specific child. Like, in terms of just being a human, what did that child do to deserve that? There's really nothing that he did. And currently there's just this GoFundMe page to, like, help the lady that called him the N word, because people were extremely upset with what she did. And now she's getting, like, donations from people because of the consequence of her actions. And now currently, from what I've seen, it seems like she made around $276,000 from the GoFundMe, which is, I mean, well, what can I tell you, man? I mean, it's just like, what can I tell you? It's just like, it's disturbing stuff. It's really disturbing stuff. Um, I mean, it's just like, I know Twitter is just like, there's obviously, like, niche groups. It doesn't represent the overall brand of who people really are. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a place where, your deepest and darkest angers can just be flaunted upon your page, because like, it's a great way to just put your anger out there. You can't say that to people. So, it's the best way to just spread that around while telling people, without facing that consequence, in front of your face consequence of saying these things. The worst thing you'll get is probably, people replying upset, or, some like, people getting more likes than you, but like in the grand scheme of things, who really cares? You know what I'm saying? And um yeah, man, it's just it really I mean, it breaks my heart about this stuff, man. It's just a lot of this stuff is becoming more and more normalized, and I'm not saying that this is what society is just going to be from now on, but it's going to grow is what I am afraid of. I mean, we're going to be living life, and this is how life is going to progress. If this is what things are now, imagine what it is 10 years later with the same amount of progression that's going on with these people. It will get worse, it will get nastier, it will get more disgusting, and it will be more normalized. And we really don't want that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it just feels like empathy is being thrown out the window in this society. Um, you know, Based off of something that, people are reading, people are studying, people are making this judgment of a whole group of people based on a subsection of that people. And, it's just like, I mean, what can you do? Especially like, I mean, me, what can I do really? Like, there's nothing I can do. That's the worst part about all of this, is that me, myself, and I cannot do anything to prevent this from happening, prevent this thought process from happening. Um, like if I explained myself in the most perfect way possible, if I'm able to explain how this is wrong, this is disturbing, it's disgusting, it's not right, we shouldn't be treating just people like this in general, it's going to get pushback. I'm not saying that some people will just throw my words out the window and just throw it aside and be like, oh yeah, well, who cares about you? You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, it breaks my heart, man. I mean, it feels like our society is just evolving backwards. It's devolving. And I mean, look, man, we have let race just take up so much of our lives, man. It really, it just hurts so much. And, I mean, just even the conversation of the word race is just, um, it brings upon more anger on both sides of the ball. And, I mean, it really is a factor that really should not have mattered to begin with. This is just who we are. This is what we're born with. This is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we should just simply be judged upon the individual. It's not like that every single black person has just a violent tendency, or if white people with the same thing. And there's obviously just, I mean, we have to make a discrepancy between good and bad, good versus evil, not black versus white. And I mean, I'm sure these words like aren't really gonna get anywhere. People heard that all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, people have said that all the time, but I feel like it really should be that simple. It's a matter of good versus evil, what you should do and what you shouldn't do. Like, these are the type of things that people should look upon, not based on, oh well, he's only doing this because he's this color, because he's this gender, because he's this person, not this person, but because he's this identity. um I don't know. I would say that, I feel like we need more compassion for our fellow humans. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I mean, we should really just call upon behaviors that shouldn't be acceptable in society, and people should know what is and isn't acceptable. But some people truly relish in what isn't acceptable in society, and they're trying to make their own paths of what should be acceptable, and things like that is what's becoming acceptable to them, and that's what they want for the future of them, because it allows them to be more disrespectful. It lets their brain be able to go push further the path of what they want to treat others with, because they feel a sense of superiority, a sense of being above others, a sense of, causing harm to others, and not feeling like that you're a bad person in any way about it. Um, and I mean, I'm sure a conversation like this is obviously it's gonna get me a lot of, um, a lot of just bad words said about me. People are gonna say I'm woke, which, the word woke, even the word woke. I mean, that pretty much is like one of the new N words. Well, now it's DEI now, but back then it used to be the N word. And like, it's so crazy to me. Like, people are saying, "Oh man, the definition is butchered and all this stuff," but like, the definition was never like butchered to me. I mean, the word woke is just to be aware of what's really going on in our societies. And I think people are just forgetting about that. At the end of the day, I mean, people need to be woke, and don't let woke be this like made up word by that side of the group of people who are trying to just push nothing but negativity and hatred and anger and all this stuff that's going on. And I know there's a lot of people that are just doing really disgusting and disturbing things to each other. And I mean, it's one thing to call it out. I'm not saying that you shouldn't call out these behaviors. I'm not saying that your opinion shouldn't matter, that you're not entitled to it. But I mean, there also has to be a certain respect as well. You know what I'm saying? And especially within just going after a group of people, it's just like, it's sad that it's gotten larger. The number has gotten larger. It's not like, I'm not saying that it's taken over, but the fact that it's gotten larger, you know, since the days of World War II, where basically this was basically the whole thing of just stirring anger, stirring fear, stirring controversy all the time upon groups of people, and it ends up in total turmoil. And it feels like that we're falling back upon to that, and I'm just like, um I would just say that I feel like people should just be more aware of these kinds of things, where I'm not saying like, I'm not trying to be like the soft and sensitive type, but I feel like we just got to be better to each other. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Could we do better as a society? That depends on society, really. But I mean, I want to push this out here, and be able to, I would say, try and find a way to get it to someone, just somebody, put it in their heads. You know what I'm saying? Just, like, I don't, Martin Luther King, what he said. I mean, we should just judge the individual by the content of their character. At the end of the day, it shouldn't depend on what my skin color is, on what his skin color is, her skin color, any of their skin colors. I mean, that shouldn't be the basis of what a human being is. And the first thing you mention is their skin color. Like, that was like the defining part of who they are as a person. I mean, is that how you see me? And there are people that will see me like that. I mean, that's just the society we live in. I mean, it's not like, even if the stuff that's going on now was like rampant, like people, like it wasn't as rampant, but people would still think of me like that. Um But it's just like, yeah, I just want us to do better. We have to do better than this. Um, we have to grow up. We have to grow apart from these behaviors, and yeah, that's all I really have to say. I just I just want people to have more compassion. Obviously, if somebody is pushing the line, crossing the line, obviously you can call them out. So, yeah, I mean, when it comes to insults, obviously insulting people is just it's mean, it's wrong, whatever. But I mean, people are gonna do that regardless. So it's just like at least not don't let identities be in control of that. Let their actions be in control of that. That's all I have to say. Thank you.